Rare candy is going to have a massive impact on the metagame. Stage 2 evolutions have a pretty big downside in Pokemon Pocket. They take up more deck space, which means you have less room for trainer cards to support your Pokemon. And they make your deck more draw dependent, as you need to find all 3 pieces in order to enable the actual Pokemon you want to attack with. Throughout the game's short lifespan, time and time again, we've seen basic EX Pokemon pretty much dominate. Rare candy not only elevates Stage 2's consistency, it also accelerates them. Rare candy is a gargantuan buff for Stage 2 evolutions as a whole, yet some Stage 2s benefit more from it than others. For example, Rhyperior is a Stage 2 evolution that could benefit from rare candy, making it overall more consistent. Yet Rhyperior is a 4 energy attacker who belongs to a typing that lacks a way to ramp energy onto it. This means Rhyperior's synergy with rare candy is nowhere near as good as it is with others, as this Pokemon has no way of benefiting from your ability to evolve him 1 turn earlier. Then there's Greninja. Not only is Greninja a much faster attacker, he also has the Water Shuriken ability, which allows you to deal 20 damage to any opposing Pokemon when you activate it. Greninja definitely benefits from you accelerating onto it, as the earlier you evolve Greninja, the sooner you'll be able to fire off Water Shurikens every single turn. Some Stage 2s will appreciate rare candy, while others will downright crave it. So today I'm going to share a tier list for rare candy candidates. Get it? Candidates? In this tier list, we are not saying how strong the Pokemon will be overall. I'm not claiming Butterfree will be an S tier Pokemon, okay? We're measuring the overall synergy with rare candy. Pokemon that benefit greatly from both the consistency and evolution acceleration will rank higher than those who only benefit from the consistency boost. Another example, everybody's talking about how rare candy will be broken with Rampardos. I actually think people are overestimating the synergy here, as rare candy does not fix the fossil problem. What I mean here is rare candy will not help all that much with consistency for Rampardos due to the fact that you still cannot reliably tutor fossils. You may have rare candy and Rampardos in hand, but you just cannot draw the skull fossil, forcing you to mulligan your entire hand with an IO-No and start all over again. We're gonna go over the entire card pool and rate each Stage 2 evolution according to how much it benefits from rare candy. S tier being the highest and F the lowest. Let's do this. Poliwrath, guys. Okay, this may be Pokemon. I'll say this could very well be Pokemon. Tier maker. Okay. Okay, I can use this. Holy ads. Holy mother of ads. So S tier. You guys see the Last of Us episode, by the way? Okay, I'm not saying like that the cards will be S tier. I'm just saying like synergy with rare candy, right? Like Victory Bell synergy with rare candy is off the charts. Poliwrath synergy with rare candy is really up there, because the earlier you get Poliwrath in, the better. But at the same time, Poliwrath requires 3 energy to attack, so maybe like a B+. It does help, but it's not as crazy because it still has a 3 energy attack, right? You gotta factor that in. Greninja is S tier. Greninja just stares at red candy and its entire tongue starts salivating. Honestly, it's quite disgusting, but it happens. Tier list for ants. I'm trying here. You see what we'll zoom in on that. I have to change my. I'm trying. Okay, wait. What if I zoom in? Is that better? That's better, right? Tier list sponsored by Willing. You know, I saw, guys. I'm not making this up. Like, as soon as I talked about it, like as I uploaded the video, I saw at least one comment saying, "Oh my God, Magnezone got even better now," and it's just like, how can you miss like that? How do some people just miss like I didn't even reply to that person. I didn't even know where to begin. It was the way it was worded, it did not seem like a joke. I don't know, maybe it was bait. Gengar, ladies and gentlemen, Gengar, regular Gengar is S tier synergy with rare candy, because it has a 1 energy, but it's even better than actual, like, people are talking about Gengar EX. I think regular Gengar is where it's at. Being able to accelerate into regular Gengar and start denying them supporter cards is nuts. I think Gengar EX is A tier synergy because, you know, you get to lock them out of playing supporter cards and you have a very thick body. And you could include stuff like Lily, but the fact that you can't, it has a 3 energy attack holds it back from like perfect synergy like the regular Gengar has. 50 damage is too low. 50 damage is not that low. You know, Skarmory is pretty good, right? And you have decent bulk. Gardevoir is just S tier synergy. Because any sort of like, any sort of stage 2 that provides you with value from the bench, like Greninja and Gardevoir do, is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Being able to accelerate into that. I should be focusing on the other ones, like regular Alakazam, for example. Regular Alakazam is C tier synergy. There's not much benefit from like playing it early. Like it's still like you can still combine it for consistency, but that's basically what you're working for. Let me put the other ones. Venusaur itself, I think Venusaur is pretty solid. Venusaur, I would at least place at B tier, just because, you know, being able to get him early, also making use of his HP to tank hits is not that bad at all. And Beedrill's phenomenal. Like Beedrill is A at least with this. Butterfree is also A tier synergy. Honestly, no. Honestly, it's S tier. Like again, we're not labeling like the overall power level of the card in the meta, just like how strong the synergy is with Rare Candy. And Butterfree is really up there. Charizard doesn't really care. It's just like C is as low as we're gonna go because I mean, unless there's like one that's extremely slow, because generally speaking, like you still want to be able to find your pieces. So Rare Candy allowing you to be more consistent in that regard. I just don't know. I don't know if you actually sub Pokemon communication for Rare Candy. I think you fit like 1 Rare Candy at most. But with Charizard, it's not all that great, and with Blastoise, I would argue the same. With fossils, people are overhyping the synergy with fossils. I don't know why Rampardos gets mentioned so often when you have no way to tutor the fossil. Like the hardest thing about completing a stage 2 evolution with fossils is not like the middle piece. It's generally just finding the fossil itself. So I think people are overhyping like the stage 2 evolutions with fossils. And in Omastar's case, it's not even nice. It's a 3 energy attacker, so I would put it as C. With Machamp EX, the same. It's a 3 energy attacker. I guess I'll do Golem. I mean, because you can combine Rare Candy with Golem. Because you combine Rare Candy with Golem, with Brock. I mean, you can play Rare Candy into Brock in the same turn. That already makes it a lot better. I would even argue at the very least A tier. Just because of the fact that you can run two Brocks and you can go for the... this counts both Golems, by the way. They just blend in really well because if you play... Like, there is a perk of playing Golem earlier. And even though it's such a slow attacker, and that is because you can start playing Brock onto it as well. So that's really important. So at the very least, like, A tier synergy right there, for sure. Kabutops is better than Omastar in that sense. I'm going to put it at B. Even though it's a fossil, I'm going to put it at B because it's a fast attacker. So you do want to get it out earlier, and the same goes for Rampardos, right? I'm not even gonna bother with his like Rhydon shit. Like I mean, Rhyperior doesn't even show it yet. So Nidoqueen and Nidoking, I mean, it gives consistency to them, I guess. But this archetype is still so shit that I'm not even gonna bother. And then Dragonite. Dragonite doesn't quite benefit as much from Rare Candy. Only consistency. Like the synergy isn't that strong because you still need time to build it up. So Dragonite with Rare Candy is not that great. Pidgeot though, ladies and gentlemen, Pidgeot is stonks. Pidgeot is stonks. S tier. S tier synergy with Pidgeot. Being able to get Pidgeot out early. 2 energy attacker. On top of that, S. Like, we're definitely gonna be building some Pidgeot decks with, yeah, oh yeah. Superior is S tier. I've already explained it. The earlier you get Superior out, the better. This card is terrifying with Rare Candy. Absolutely terrifying. Wigglytuff is a stage 1 evolution, Krecha. No here, nothing here. No stage 2s here. Florges is pretty decent with it. You still would have to play Florges, but it's pretty damn decent. We're gonna put it at A. Because it's a 2 energy attacker. Where's Electros? Yeah, did I miss I missed oh my god, guys, I forgot about Electros. He's, you know, in my defense, he's quite forgettable. We're gonna leave him at C. Not really great synergy there because it's a 3 energy attacker, right? So accelerating into him is not incredible. It's not terrible either, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's always great to complete your evolutions, but, you know. Scolipede, pretty good. You still need to poison, though. So I'm gonna leave Scolipede at A. But it's pretty good for it, yeah. But the S ones are like the ones that I'm really excited to mess around with. I already put Golem there, so, you know, both Golems, same thing. Pidgeot EX. Pidgeot EX actually is not as crazy as regular Pidgeot with Rare Candy. It's more about consistency, 3 energy attacker. So we just leave it at C. Also doesn't have a Sabrina-like effect that you can just start applying immediately. Torterra! There you go, Torterra. What else? Infernape. Now that's a big winner. That's S. That's S. Because the ability to just, like, get off the attack quickly is definitely, like, right now, these are the most impressive so far with it. S tier synergy. Right there. Mamoswine. Pretty bad, honestly. There's, like, literally close to no benefit from it aside from that. I'm even gonna place it D tier because it's like it's a 4 energy attacker. It's just not something that, you know, it still allows for more consistency, but you're probably better off just playing Pokemon Communication and stuff. It depends. Depends on the structure of your deck. And Polion is alright. Like, being able to accelerate it is... It's a 3 energy attacker, though. Like, you gotta keep in mind, when it's a 3 energy attacker, it's got... It goes up in bulk quite a bit, though. I'm gonna put it at B. Maybe it should be C. It should realistically be C. Because it is a 3 energy attacker after all. And this, you love to see it. Magnezone. Go ahead and join Torterra tier. This card is not for you. You've had enough glory. Get the hell out of my face. Just kidding. I actually like you, but you know, you're too popular. I'm actually a big fan of Magnezone. I love Magnezone is one of my favorite Pokemon, but it just became too mainstream for me. Luxray. Rampage Luxray, even though it's a 3 energy attacker, you can Rare Candy onto Volkner on the same turn. So Luxray, I'm gonna put in B tier because of that. Pretty decent synergy there. Decent candidate for it. Togekiss is a clear winner. Togekiss is S. Togekiss is undoubtedly S. Why is it S? Because the earlier you attack with Togekiss, the better. As simple as that. And it's a 2 energy attacker. Togekiss is gonna love Rare Candy. You can also Rare Candy and Cynthia on the same turn. So there's just no downside. Why? There's this big ass Nissan, like, oh my god, this ad is massive. Dusknoir. Dusknoir is also phenomenal. Dusknoir is also S tier, ladies and gentlemen, because it's an ability that applies from the bench, and the earlier you get him in, generally the better. Phenomenal synergy right here. Let's move on to fighting here. Rhyperior, I'm sorry, bro. Like, you're just not, no. There's no way to ramp energy onto you. You are, I'm gonna put you at Mamoswine. honestly, you're probably F. Like, it's just not great. I mean, for consistency, you know, like, I mean, F tier is Magnezone. No. Let's be realistic about it. For energy attackers, let's put them at D tier. Nothing is as bad as Magnezone. Magnezone literally needs Magneton. So let's just put these big boys here. Okay, what else do we got here? What else do we got here from fighting? I don't see anything else. Oh, Rampardos. Like I said, Rampardos is a fast attacker, but it's also a fossil evolution, so it's harder to like find the fossil. That's why we're placing Rampardos at B tier. Alongside Kabutops. It's very powerful to get Rampardos in early though.
Tired of ads.
No, we put him at A. We put him at A. We cannot like not put him at A. We also put Kabutops at A. Let's put them at A. They're like 1 energy attackers. Like you want to get them in. Like you definitely put them at A. We leave Poliwrath, Venusaur, and Luxray at B because they're 3 energy attackers, but they can benefit from coming out early. Poliwrath because of his counterattack ability, Venusaur because of the sheer bulk that you can reinforce, and you can just use him as a wall early, and Luxray because of the synergy with Volkner, allowing you to accelerate onto him. But these go in the A, yeah. And we got a sub there from Dathos. Tired of ads. Keep up the great content. Thank you so much for the 9 months. We had a child together, and it was hideous. But we don't tell him that. We got Gallade EX here. Gallade EX. And we're gonna put Gallade in S tier. Okay, so no. Gallade is actually A tier because ramping onto Gallade is actually not that. It's not as incredible as it seems. Because you want the game to go, like, you want Gallade to come in after anyways. I would put Gallade at B. It's good for consistency, but the reasoning behind this tier list is like the synergy overall, like how much the Pokemon actually appreciates every aspect of rare candy, right? The Pokemon that I put in S tier is because the earlier they come onto the game, the better, right? Victory Bell coming in early is amazing. Greninja coming in early. Gengar allows you to shut down and attack for 1 energy as well, which puts him up here. Gardevoir allows you to ramp immediately. Butterfree allows you to heal with it immediately. Serperior allows you to duplicate your energy, and the faster you do that, the better. Pidgeot gives you a Sabrina every turn, so the earlier you apply that. Infernape can attack and then retreat for free after for just 2 energies, so ramping onto that. And then Togekiss and Dusknoir. The distinction between S and A here is that while these Pokemon benefit greatly from rare candy, there are some downsides that make them like less amazing with it compared to these ones here. Like this distinction ultimately doesn't matter as much because you can still like the decks featuring these cards are going to be different anyways, right? But just to show just like how well they benefit from it essentially. Getting Gengar out early is very strong, but he's a 3 energy attacker. Getting Beedrill out early is really strong, and he's a 1 energy attacker, but it just doesn't quite like benefit as much as these, I think. Golem allows you to, it may be a 4 energy attacker, but the earlier you evolve onto Golem, the earlier you can start playing Brock to ramp energy onto it. The reason why I put the fossil Pokemon here is because you have no way of searching for your fossil cards. So it's harder for you to obtain the fossil card early compared to a basic Pokemon. So a card like Rare Candy definitely still works really well with them, especially the 1 energy attacker versions. But it doesn't, it's not gonna be as they still have that problem, right? The main problem they have is the fact that they run Fossil as basics. So it's harder to enable that. And then Florges and Scolipede as 2 energy attackers. And then on B, we have Pokemon that definitely benefit from it, but have slower attacks. And Gallade is here because Gallade hits units with energy on them harder. I mean, I can still put Gallade in A, to be honest, because it's still good to just start firing off attacks. I can put him there. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. What else do we got here? We are all the way down here. We featured you. Now we go into Darkness. What do we have from Darkness? No stage 2 evolutions here. What about Steel? Bastiodon it's good to get Bastiodon out as early as possible because of the ability. But it falls into the same problem as other fossil units do. And it's not as important to get him. I mean, you can use him to tank early. That's the thing. I'm going to put him in A just because I think he benefits from him just as much as Rampardos does, just because of his ability. Like, the earlier you get Bastion in, the more you can use him to, like, actually sponge hits. Let's go B. Let's go B. Let's be realistic. Let's go B. It's not like the craziest combo there because, again, fossil units struggle with that. And then Garchomp. Garchomp is definitely a S tier. Garchomp is S tier. Why is Garchomp S tier? Because of his ability. Because the earlier you get Garchomp online, the more you can start cycling through your deck and find all the other pieces that you're lacking. And it also has a 2 energy attack. It's dual energy, yeah, but still, it's an S tier. It loves Rare Candy. It's insane with Rare Candy. Staraptor. Clutch Staraptor. Wait, Porygon Z. Porygon Z is not quite S tier because it's a 3 energy attacker. But I will still put it at A because the earlier you start attacking with Porygon, the better, right? So if you find ways to like actually ramp energy onto it, then Rare Candy can be insane with it, right? Because if you're able to evolve it 1 turn earlier and you just like dawn into it, for example, then you can just lock your opponent out of doing anything. So if you want to make, I think Porygon Z decks will have to run Rare Candy, basically. And then we have Clutch Staraptor. Clutch Staraptor is a 3 energy attacker, can start trapping stuff, but it's a 3 energy attacker. And because it's a 3 energy attacker, I'm just going to put it in C tier here because nothing else about it. Like, yeah, being able to trap stuff early is nice, but you still have the issue of like, I mean, you have Berry, right? You have Berry. You do have Berry. Because you have Berry, I'm gonna put it in B actually. The Clutch Staraptor with Berry, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, he's actually B. That one is B. We're gonna move on to the other one, and I'm gonna grade the other one higher. You'll see. But that one I'll put a B. No stage 2 here. No stage 2 here. No stage 2 here. Gengar. This Gengar. Hypnoblast Gengar. Honestly, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I still think this Gengar is better all in all because it's a 1 energy attacker that locks your opponent out of poisoning. But this Gengar is also phenomenal because of the 2 energy attack and the Hypnoblast. We're gonna put him in A. We're gonna put him in A tier with for synergy with that. Tyranitar. I mean, you know, you already saw what we did with Rhyperior. You know what we're gonna do with Tyranitar. To the heavyweight pile. There you go. What about Vileplume? Did I miss Vileplume? I probably skipped Vileplume. Yes. And you know why I skipped Vileplume? Because it's just a C tier. That's why I did it. And Blossom. Where's Blossom? Garchomp EX. Garchomp EX is S tier with Rare Candy. Not because of Dragon Claw, but because of linear attack. Getting to linear attack early is insane. And Garchomp, both Garchomps are amazing with Rare Candy. Both of them. S tier synergy right there. Crobat. Crobat is S tier. Undoubtedly S tier with Rare Candy, ladies and gentlemen. Because the earlier you get him on the board, the more you get essentially, like, in the right deck, a stronger version of Greninja that, you know, is only limited to being able to attack the active Pokemon, but still is just wild. Like, Crobat with Rare Candy is spooky as hell. It's gonna be terrifying. Downright terrifying. Steel-type Magnezone is pretty okay with Rare Candy. Though you skip out on the, we're gonna put it at C tier. Because you still kind of like one Magneton, but it's less dependent on Magneton than the other Magnezone, and the bulky ability can come into play. It's nothing too crazy though, to be honest. It's nothing spectacular going on here, but... And then we have Brave Burst Raptor. Ladies and gentlemen, Brave Burst Raptor, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna place it at S tier. Because the ability with Barry, the ability to just drop one hell of a Brave Bird on them is just incredible. Maybe it's like high A tier, but I just think like the payoff with Staraptor early could be nuts. it could just be nuts. Like, you can just get you can just like destroy an EX lead. I didn't even like remember Blossom being a thing. Oh yeah, okay, Blossom, like 2 energy leaf attack. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess, okay. You do appreciate rare candy more than Vileplume. But I feel like putting you at B is already like being very generous. Like Blossom, like I honestly, I didn't even know you existed. I didn't even know you were within the boundaries of reality itself. Like I had no idea. But now I know, I guess. Now I know. Did I miss anything? Well, we have this Staraptor. And I think that's it. I stand by what I said. This Raptor is, you know, is the worst of the bunch. I mean, you have the wing attack, but it's more about like being able to sponge. I mean, it's pretty decent. I'm gonna place it with this one, just because of berry synergy. 2 energy Alakazam. How did I miss that? What the hell? How did I miss that shit? Wait, are the cards from the latest expansion not here? They aren't. The cards, the Shining Revelry is in here, so we can go over those. But up until Shining Reveille, this is my tier list for synergies with rare candy. All right, bottom tier, Magnezone is the absolute worst because Magnezone needs Magneton. That's where his value comes from, and I think they did this intentionally. Like in hindsight, I think they released Magnezone, and they really pushed it. But they were, I like so far, like the way they've been releasing sets, it really makes me believe that like they've been playing 3 steps ahead, basically. Like they've been really, the metagames that we've gotten have been by design, and Magnezone being so strong, but now kind of like getting a little bit overtaken by all sorts of like rare candy combinations is intended. I legitimately believe that. Because we have a Pokemon that has been essentially considered to be one of the best, if not the best Stage 2 evolution, at least for non-EX. And I think just in general, the best Stage 2 evolution in the game. But it has like 0 synergy with Rare Candy because you need Magneton to build up energy for it. That's like the whole strength of it, right? We then have Mamoswine, Torterra, Rhyperior, and Tyranitar, 4 energy Stage 2 attackers that are just like very slow and don't really benefit that much from Rare Candy except for consistency. Like, it could still be played with them, but it's not like crazy. We have C tier, like, you know, mid-range attackers. Oh my god, this ad. Oh my, can I, holy, I can't even see anything. What if I do this? Okay, that's better. So these, you know, consistency basically is what they benefit from, right? But aside from that, like the synergy, like the perks of using Rare Candy early don't really exist with these Pokemon, which is why they're in C tier. The perks of using Rare Candy early with the B tier Pokemon does exist, though it's not as prevalent as it will be with the higher ranked ones. Poliwrath benefits significantly from it, but the problem is he's still a 3 energy attacker, so getting him out early, you will be able to enable the counter attack earlier, which is why he's here, but you won't be able to attack him with him super fast. Venusaur is just like, just being able to get the pure bulk will make sure that you'll be able to survive and use them as a wall earlier on. And then start, you know, building up the Razor Leaf into the Giant Bloom after. Bastiodon is there because his ability doesn't require you to attack. So the faster you evolve into Bastiodon, the more you'll be able to just like have your opponent's attacks be coin flips essentially. But he still is reliant on a fossil Pokemon, a fossil basic card, which you can't tutor. And that's what sets the fossil, that's what keeps the fossil Pokemon out of S tier, basically, in general. Luxray is a 3 energy attacker, but has a free retreat cost, which is really nice with Rare Candy, and synergizes with Volkner, so you can potentially attack with him earlier. Staraptor can also do the same, both versions of them with Berry, but attacking with these 2 early is not as crazy as it is with the other one. And then there's Blossom, like 2 energy attacker, and you know, we're never gonna really talk about it again, so let's just move on. As A tier, we have Gengar, we have Beedrill, we have the other Gengar, we have Golem, we have these 2 fossil evolutions, 1 energy attackers. All of these Pokemon benefit significantly from Rare Candy. It's pretty crazy. Porygon Z requires some extra support in order to go crazy, which is why it's not in S tier, because it's still a 3 energy attacker, but Porygon Z wants to be attacking as fast as possible. So if you combine Rare Candy with stuff like X-Speed and Dawn and shit like that, you could potentially really enable him. Like it could just make him a lot more deadlier than he is now, which is why he's here. Gallade is not S tier because, well, Gallade is a 2 energy attacker. Gallade benefits more from a dragged out game where the opponent has had time to build up energy onto their Pokemon anyways. But the synergy is still there, don't get me wrong. And all these are just phenomenal recipients of rare candy, right? Like they're like, you're definitely gonna be playing rare candy with these most often than not. But these right here, ladies and gentlemen, these Pokemon right here, rare candy is absolute insanity with them. Victory Bell with a Fragrance Trap allows you to apply that early. The earlier you trigger Victory Bell's ability, the more targets you are going to have, because the less time your opponent has had to find their evolution species for their own basics. And he also has a 2 energy attack to boot. Like I can't, like every single game that I played with Victory Bell, I wish that Weeping Bell, I didn't have to play Weeping Bell first. Every single goddamn time. Like I wish I did not have to play Weeping Bell before Victory Bell. And now you can do that. Greninja the same. The earlier you get Greninja on the board, the earlier you'll be able to enable Water Shuriken. I think Greninja, Gardevoir, and Serperior are pretty self-explanatory. Like the value output that they provide you with is absurd. And I could even put them in like S+ tier, really. As regular Gengar is overall better than this Gengar because he can also start attacking quickly. So the synergy is incredible. And the Butterfree is also like another ability that pops off. And, you know, the earlier you get through it, the better. Dusknoir is also incredible. Both Garchomps are nuts. The normal Garchomp because you can trigger the Reckless Shearing ability quickly and find what you need. And Garchomp EX because you can start throwing linear assaults super fast. Like theoretically, you can do so by turn 2 going first. Like your second turn going first, you can start linearly attacking your opponent with Garchomp EX, thanks to rare candy. That is insane. That is terrifying. Actually terrifying. Crobat, the same reason as Greninja. Absolutely incredible. Togekiss, amazing. I will be trying Togekiss decks with rare candy. Being able to get Togekiss in early allows you to get that overdrive smash in quickly, which just turns your Togekiss into an absolute threat of a sweeper. Pidgeot, because having a free Sabrina every turn is very good. And being able to do that early is very, very nice. 2 energy attack on to boot is incredible. And Infernape, 2 energy, massive attack that can one-shot at an EX basic is really, really solid as well. Being able to attack with it earlier gives you a chance to not have your opponent drawn to a giant cape to counter it and blow their Darkrai back. All these Pokemon are going to be absolutely nuts. I mean, not all of them are going to be nuts, right? Like, we still don't know if Butterfree will be any good. But their synergy, the synergy with rare candy is at its highest. Like they just function so well with it, and we haven't actually covered the cards from the latest expansion, so we're gonna do that right now, and I'll tell you what tier I would put them in. No, wait, collector card number. Here we go. And from Shining Revelry, ladies and gentlemen, Beedrill EX S tier. Beedrill has an ability, an attack rather, that is absolutely devastating the earlier you're able to apply it. A 2 energy attack that can just shut down your opponent from ramping energy onto their lead is incredible, and it's just a clear winner. S tier synergy with that. Meowscarada, S tier as well, because it's a 2 energy attacker that punishes the hell out of an EX lead. You can Sprigatito, you know, you can lead off with Sprigatito. You know, have Sprigatito just help me! Find Meowscarada, rare candy into it, and then put the second energy onto it and smash that EX basic they have in the front. Incredible shit right there. These two just love it. We have Charizard EX, the new Charizard EX S tier. Another S tier, ladies and gentlemen, with rare candy. Imagine having that Charmander lead. Imagine going second. Charmander. Next turn, you rare candy onto Charizard. Actually, going first. Like, all these scenarios are better going first. Going first with Charmander. And then on your turn 2, evolving into Charizard and going for Stoke. And then the next turn, on turn 3, you start attacking for 150. That is madness. That is absolute madness. Incredible. S tier. No stage 2s for water here from this set. Palmet. Palmet, S tier. Actually S tier. The reason why this is S tier and Poliwrath isn't is because this guy can attack for 2 energy. Being able to evolve fast into Palmet with that free retreat, which does not go unnoticed. Very, very good with Rare Candy. Very good. You're able to apply that counter attack early and you have a 2 energy attack. Like it just kind of like it solves the Palmet problem. Which is the fact that all this text and everything about it is a stage 2 evolution. And you get to solve that. S tier. Alakazam. Alakazam, I would say high A tier. High A tier here. It's a 2 energy attacker. It's able to deal damage to the bench, but it's still like your opponent has had less time to build up energy in their bench to begin with. So don't get me wrong, it's really good with it, but not as incredible as with others. But still, you still probably want to play with it anyways. Machamp. Machamp. Honestly, I could go B or C. It's not quite C because it's a 2 energy attacker. It's B tier. 2 energy attacker for 70 damage. You still need to build up for 4 energy on your own, so you're not benefiting as much from it. But being able to power press for 2 energy quickly that's pretty good. I wouldn't place it in S tier. I think S tier is like, this is like, keep in mind that D tier is where Mamoswine, Rhyperior, like those Pokemon can only attack with 4 energy. This one can attack for 2. That's pretty important. It's not gonna make Machamp good, don't get me wrong, but it's important to acknowledge that. Tinkaton. Tinkaton is a solid, I would say C tier. It's a 3 energy attacker. So, Rare Candy more than anything helps with consistency. But you can't really capitalize so much on accelerating the evolution with Tinkaton because it's a 3 energy attacker. It's a C tier. What else do we have here? Is that it? No more stage 2s? No more stage 2s, I believe. But this guy benefits from it dramatically. So the big winners are Palmet, and even more so Charizard EX. And then the grass types, Beedrill and Meowscarada. Stonks. Absolute stonks with those. Alakazam also really likes it. But I'm like, Charizard EX is one of the ones that I'm most excited about using it with. I think Rare Candy Charizard EX is gonna be legit. And Solgaleo, I mean, those are clearly designed to go really well. Solgaleo is S tier, and Lunala is S tier with it as well. Both of them are S tier. Because Lunala's ability allows you to transfer energy from one place to another, and like it allows you to function with stuff like Giratina. And Solgaleo is a 2 energy attacker that can pivot himself into the front line for free, and it's gonna hit for 120 damage. So, ladies and gentlemen, both of them are S tier Rare Candy candidates. Get it? And it is by design.